Hi, Hillsdale students. I'm Dr. Beier, for those of you who don't know me, from the Education Department. And I'm delighted to have this opportunity to offer a few words of good cheer during a strange time. We're ending, when I'm speaking, Hell Week and into finals, and of course we're also isolated from one another. And so when when in the spring we were first sheltering in place, among other things, my thoughts turned to prison writers as a group of writers and thinkers who might give us a little encouragement and help. Of course, right, we're not suffering under the conditions that a Boethius or a Alexander Solzhenitsyn or a Martin Luther King did, by any means. But I think they have something for us, because so many people who have gone to prison, sometimes unjustly, sometimes justly, right, have found freedom and peace and liberty in that time of isolation, to the point where Solzhenitsyn will say, quite movingly, bless you, prison, for having been in my life. And so I was thinking, a text I've taught many of you is Dr. King's letter from Birmingham jail. And we talk about it technically, how is he persuading and how's it organized? And we look at its beginning and a really moving passage in the middle. But I wanted to share with you, you all, the end of the letter when he's wrapping up, just the final paragraphs, and then say a couple of words about it. He says, "Never before have I written so long a letter. I'm afraid it is much too long to take your precious time. I can assure you that it would have been much shorter if I had been writing from a comfortable desk. But what else can one do when he is alone in a narrow jail cell other than write long letters, think long thoughts, and pray long prayers? If I have said anything in this letter that overstates the truth and indicates an unreasonable impatience, I beg you to forgive me. If I have said anything that understates the truth and indicates my having a patience that allows me to settle for anything less than brotherhood, I beg God to forgive me. I hope that this letter finds you strong in the faith. I also hope that circumstances will soon make it possible for me to meet each of you, not as an integrationist or a civil rights leader, but as a fellow clergyman and a Christian brother. Let us all hope that the dark clouds of racial prejudice will soon pass away, and the deep fog of misunderstanding will be lifted from our fear-drenched communities, and in some not too distant tomorrow, the radiant stars of love and brotherhood will shine over our great nation with all their scintillating beauty. Yours for the cause of peace and brotherhood, Martin Luther King, Jr." So if you're not familiar with this text, King is arguing from prison, to these moderate Southern white clergy members that his actions for civil rights are wise and timely. Uh, but but as he closes here, I think it becomes about a lot more. And there's just, I think, two things that strike me as resonant for this moment for us. The first is his anticipation of being with people incarnate, in the flesh, in person again. And so, on behalf of myself, the faculty, right, we eagerly await and hope that we'll be able to return to being together in person in the spring, and be able to share inquiry together in the flesh, if the circumstances allow. And so know that we miss you, and that's our hope. But then what about these intervening days, right? Sure, you'll slog through finals, perhaps you'll head home, and then we'll probably all be just, at least a little bit more isolated than we would regularly be, and that'll weigh on many of us, and some of us will cope by amusing ourselves, by all that much more time on the phone or whatever it might be. But I think King gives us an invitation and a challenge. I hope that your Christmas break will be one in which you can write long letters and think long thoughts and pray long prayers, so that someday, like Solzhenitsyn, you might look back on these most unusual days and bless them for what they've been. So, Merry Christmas, best wishes for finals. You're missed. Thanks.